about, man, we had an amazing mastermind with one of our partners, Connie. But let's go live, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see where we are here. We are live. Excellent. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to You Are the Bag, episode 3. We are so very excited conversation that we're about to have today. My name is Benjamin McCray here in Charlotte, North Carolina, financial planner, insurance broker, and man, I love an entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship. Truly understand and believe that the only way to control your financial destiny is to own your own business. And we're on a mission to help individuals raise their financial IQ so that they can put themselves in a position to become truly financially free. I am so excited to have my partner here on the line, Sir James Watson, who is a retired banker. He moved many big dollars around. I'll let him introduce himself, if you will. James, introduce yourself real quick.
Thank you, Ben. Hey guys, it's great to be with you tonight. And yes, I'm a retired banker, work for some of the largest financial institutions in the country. My most recent assignment before I went independent was with Bank of America in 2006, where I was a vice president on the wealth management team working with the private bank. And I got to tell you, it was one of the saddest and best experience I ever had. Sad because I thought I was dope. I thought I knew what was going on. I was a pretty good banker at the time, but sad when I saw how much I didn't know. And I'm a banker. So imagine the people, if I didn't know how this world really worked until I got promoted into that world, what are all the people who don't have that kind of access? They'll never know. And I don't like to use words like never. I believe in possibilities and hope and all, but the game is fixed. It's set,
It's
and
Rick.
and it blew my mind. And that's why I literally had tears running uh, down my cheeks because I just couldn't believe that I was that close to the money and still had no idea. And so after a lot of hard work and effort and paying my dues, I am at a subject matter expert level. I do have a high financial IQ. I am able to see and do things that most people can't do because of that experience. That was the beginning.
That's major. I mean, so, and that's why we come together right now, man, because as we've been building and helping people with their money and their finances, realizing that, there's a lot of chatter and there's a lot of noise out there. But the reality is, some of the information people just can't grasp. And we figured, man, let's put content out here that is conducive to individuals who, when they see this, hopefully it'll catch their ear, go to their mind, go to their heart, and take action.
Yes.
See, that's the key thing where they can basically leverage the information that we give them so that they can take action and we can help equip them to get on top of the money game because it's a money game. It's a game. And I tell people this all the time and we talk about it. But if you know the rules of the game, if you go and play Monopoly and you don't know the rules of the game of Monopoly, and you just throwing the dice and running around the board, what are your chances of winning? Zero.
Yes.
Zero. And that's the same thing here where folks, we're not taught the money game. We're taught go to school, get a good education, work 40 hours a week for 40 years, retire broke. Understand that that's what a masses is because they weren't taught and didn't have access. What we're striving to do is take all the information that's out there and put it in one little platform that will soon become a big platform where folks can really grab onto this and we just have conversations, man. So, man, I'm very excited about what we have. This is episode 3. Our partner is not able to join us today, but hey, he'll be with us shortly. So we give a salute. Of course, hey, sip some coffee for our partner Wes.
Yes, definitely.
But hey, let's just have a conversation, man. What's on your mind today? What's happening?
You know, this voice just keeps coming in my head over and over again. People perish for lack of knowledge.
Right,
People perish for lack of knowledge. That's a serious statement.
right.
Now, in my younger years, that just rolled off my sleeve. It's like, yabba dabba do or whatever. It
Right.
didn't mean anything. But as I became older, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather. Things are much more important to me today than when I was young, and that just was
Right.
like running crazy. And so, like, how can it be that it's 2024 and people are still perishing for lack of knowledge?
Too much
Something's
information.
wrong. Something's wrong. And is it an accident? Is it a coincidence? I think it's intentional.
It's totally intentional. That's where all the distractions are coming in at. I mean, I think you have the TikToks and everything because the knowledge is out there. There's no need for you. It's absolutely irresponsible to have a smartphone and be dumb
Mm,
because
wow.
it's all right here. You can Google whatever you want to know. It's there. Now, of course, just Googling it, and I take my mom to the doctor's. Mom, if you see this video, I'm sorry. My mom thinks she has a PhD. She'll go tell the doctors everything, man. I need to get this pill, that pill, whatever, whatever. So, yes, you can get the information. It's out there. You get enough information to know that you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
That's where we come in at. Whereas we want folks to realize that, yes, my finances isn't where it should be. And I know there's vehicles out there. I know I need to get my finances in order. I know I need to get my cash flow in order. I know I need to do investments and things of that nature. Where do I go to get that done? And that's what I would love for us to be able to make that available to individuals because our people are perishing due to lack of knowledge and due to lack of financial knowledge. And that's the key thing. Due to lack of financial knowledge, just to be specific, because we're far behind the game over here, man. They say by the year 2053, the Black community will have a zero net worth. That's alarming.
Yes, it is.
That's alarming. So we're on a mission to make sure we change that. And we were having a conversation just earlier today when I was doing a presentation. We do an overview at 12 o'clock, showing people how to increase their cash flow. And one of the things we were talking about is putting yourself in a position where two jobs is for two people. And you were saying how that jumped out and caught your attention. We'll elaborate on that if you will.
Yeah, so people are so overworked, they're so tired, they're so frustrated. And I really believe that people don't feel free.
Yeah,
And since people don't feel free, you can't feel happy.
right.
And so when you were talking today about, that doesn't make sense. Two jobs is for two people. That resonated with me because it really is. Why should I have two and three jobs? Why can't one job sustain me? And then it just made me think about how was it in my parents' time and before them, and there were families that were surviving and thriving on one
Absolutely.
income households. And then
Absolutely.
over time, it turned into a job and a part-time, two full-time jobs, two full-time jobs and a part-time. Like right now, it's people are working overtime and double time
Exactly. Two people working two jobs
and
just
a
to get by.
half. And when does it stop and how does it change?
Right.
Because I'm from the old school of if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Absolutely.
Something has to change.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, let me show you something. I pulled when we was talking about this. I want to show a quick chart and showing the differences. Rabbi, welcome, sir. Good to see you.
Hey, Rabbi.
Um, I want to show you real quick this slide of the time changes because this really puts it in perspective. Let me see here. Let me show you this, and I'll use it as we have this conversation. Look at this here. I mean, back in 1975, you could buy a new house for $48,000. I remember when I was in Connecticut, when my dad, I grew up in Pequannock, baby, Lafayette Street, sure enough. And when we first bought our house and three-story house, all that, and when I found out that they bought the house for like $50,000, that made no sense to me. But In 1975, you could buy a house for $48,000. The median income was 12,687. Buy a new car for $3,800. Minimum wage $2.10. Public college. You could go to college for $1,819. Private college, 3,000. So as you can see, when back then, one income working in a steel mill, my Remington Steel, where my dad worked and passed away working there, sustained our livelihood. But as inflation and a changing of life of income and the way the money, the value of a dollar, as you can see here, 2015, and that jumped up even more. If we get a more current 2024, the average house is $400,000. The average house is $400,000. Average income about $50 to $70,000. That didn't move that much.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting? So, I mean, buying a new car, $30,000 from $3,800, and then minimum wage from $2 to $8. Some people still making $8 an hour, up to $15,000. I mean, $15 an hour. And don't let me start with college. I mean, look at the. I mean, so when we say two jobs is for two people, and the reality is one income households is not even a normal just because of the cost of living in most cases. Not to say that it can't be done, and we have vehicles that help individuals to position themselves for that. But the reality is, the average person, you got to have multiple incomes coming in. It is usually a husband and a wife, or you working two full-time jobs just to get by.
And I'm so glad you said that the average family, because you're right, there are one income earner families,
Right,
but they tend to be high income, 500,000, a million plus, maybe 300,000. It's hard to do it with making 40, 50,000.
right.
It's hard to do it with making 80,000 because, and it's one simple thing. This is all inflation. This is all loss of purchasing power.
Right. Absolutely. I just Googled what percentage, only 9% of Americans have a six-figure income.
Wow.
Only 9%. So, and then to sustain this type of lifestyle where your house is $400,000 and uh, college and food and I mean eggs back then. I remember my pops used to give me like $3, $4 to go to the corner store, get some Wonder Bread, some eggs, and a pack of Winston. Um, that don't work anymore. I mean, eggs right now cost $4.
And even
Bread
more.
costs $2, $3. So the reality is, in showing this, is the fact that most people who have problems have a cash flow problem. We just got to elevate our cash flow and move our money to the next level, which is why we're so excited about this project, because this is a cash flow project that we're working, that we've incorporated into what we're doing, which is MWR. And I want to briefly go through this real quick because when folks say, well, how can I get ahead? I mean, I see the numbers, I feel the squeeze. You know what I'm saying? Every day I think I'm getting ahead, I get kicked back, and it just doesn't work. So, how do I get ahead? And you just need to have people. You got to have access to resources. I'm going to turn my camera off briefly. You got to have access to resources that's going to put you in a position to truly win. MWR has what is called a 72-hour money challenge. So here's what it does. It gives you access to people with our money challenge. Our experts do all the work. You get the results. We're going to create the cash flow. Our membership is only $149.97 a month. Okay. This covers you and your spouse. There's no contracts, no setup fees. If you're not married, you and another person, your significant other that lives in the house, 18 years or older. Okay. But what they're going to do is they're going to provide you with experts, access, to some serious some individuals who's going to do the work. You give them the basic information, and the experts is going to turn your expenses back into income for you. And that's what we want to be able to do. We want to turn our expenses back into income because folks are making money, but it's falling out the bottom of their financial bucket. So what our experts do is we seal the bucket. We're going to help individuals eliminate their debt. Debt is burying people. People are buried with credit card debt, student loan debt, mortgages. You put all that into our debt elimination system. We show you how to become debt free so you're not paying the middleman. We get rid of all that interest in record time. We're going to help you to reduce your taxes. Taxes is the number one major expense that folks are experiencing. We have tax experts. If you're a W 2 employee, especially, you're getting your paycheck before you even get your money, they take your money out. We're going to show you how to adjust your taxes to keep more of your hard earned money. We tell folks, and some people get offended, but it's simply a reality. Getting a tax refund is the poor man's game. It says it clearly on your tax refund. This is the amount you overpaid on your taxes. Now, who wants to overpay on anything, let alone your taxes? Would you agree? And then we have experts who help you to lower your bills, improve your credit. These are things that's going to create cash flow for you to put it back into your household. On average, our membership, when people leverage this, we're putting about $2,000 back into individuals' pockets on average. Okay. Now, when you get that money coming back, we just created cash flow. What would that type of money do for an individual, James? I mean, putting an extra $1,000 back into a household. I mean, what will that do for folks?
It's amazing. For those folks who are working two and three jobs, you can replace one of them. You know, what kind of money do you have to make to have 2,000 part-time? You know,
Right?
like, and what we're always talking about is lifestyle. How do you increase your lifestyle? By having more time and more money.
Right.
One without the other is not a true victory.
I tell people you're not free until you're financially free. And financial freedom to me is when your passive income is sustaining your livelihood where you could do what you want, when you want, with whomever you want. And
And I,
that's what it boils down to.
exactly. I talk to Rabbi about this all the time. We are so laser focused. The name of the game, you talk about winning the game. The winners of the game will always have more time and more money.
Right.
And
Right.
that's the lane, that's the perspective we come. Anybody who's connected to us, you can bank on. I don't know what your financial goals are, but if a couple of them are having more time and more money, then you're in the right place.
Absolutely. So as you strive to be the bag, and we want to stay on in the perspective of the talk that we're having, we find the bag in terms of we find that cash flow, that discretionary income by leveraging this membership, being a part of this system, the 72-hour money challenge. Again, 78% of individuals are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have extra money. 90% of their income is going towards expenses. So they don't have anything to save or invest. We just found the bag. So now that extra money, we have our experts to help them to save, grow, and protect their money to start building out that wealth. That's exactly what we do here. So with our membership, you now have people just like the wealthy. See, rich people are rich not because they're smart. Rich people are rich because they have access. They have access to the systems, the information, the people. And most of us are priced out of having access. But for $150 to be able to have experts to show you how to navigate through the money game is a no-brainer. So that's one of the things I love about this, whereas you don't have to give your money to the big banks, big businesses, and government. And we guarantee individuals results with this, which is something where we could be bold about it because we have the receipts. If they don't help you to replace your income or put you in a position where we put more money back in your pocket than a membership in 30 days. This company is willing to give you your money back. But of course, you have to participate in everything you're doing. And the thing that I love about this is, see, when they say you cater to the masses, you can hang out with the classes. This isn't something where you just talk to a small group of people. If you have $2 in your pocket or $2 million in your pocket, we can help you. Because one thing we all have in common is taxes, healthcare, bills, 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 and bills. It's just a reality. You got six-figure income earners living paycheck to paycheck. We show you how to put yourself in a better position, which is an absolutely amazing thing. But the thing with that is, when we say two jobs is for two people, instead of going to get another, we see why folks need to get another job, but we want to shift the thought process. Instead of getting a part-time business, we want you to get a part-time job. We want you to get a part-time business. See, with MWR Financial, we show you with just $100 one-time investment plus the membership, you now have the ability to just share this information with people. You know, how many people you know want to improve their credit,
Almost
get out
every.
of debt, lower their taxes? I mean, it's a no-brainer. All we do is share this information, give them access to our websites. The experts do all the work. You get paid for it. And that's exactly how this thing works. Whereas we flow through this information, you get paid $5 to $15,000 a day. It's a smart way to go about doing this, just to show you how the compensation works, which we call the revenue sharing plan. $5 a day to $15,000 a day. I want y'all to think bigger. For those of you who are listening in on our other all of our platforms, guys, when you get involved with this company, all you do is share. See, one of the things that we have to get out of, the main reason why most individuals don't succeed is because we have an individualism mindset. And we're very skeptical of all things. And I understand it because there's a lot of scams out there. Would you agree? I mean, it truly is. So one of the things I need you to do is, I mean, for everyone who's listening in, is just be open to an opportunity. It's a guarantee on this where we just simply share with individuals the secrets of the wealthy. See, wealthy people do transactions. They move money from place to place. I was just on the phone masterminding with the project that we're about to roll out to accelerate this to a whole new level. And one of my partners, she was like, this is how the wealthy do things. They maneuver money and make more money. We're about to show you how to do that. $5 to $15,000 a day. You bring on three partners and one membership, you're making $5 a day, $150 a month with just three people. Now your membership is paid for. There's no cost. And we duplicated 12 people on your team. Now you're making $20 a day, $600 a month. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but the majority of people I talk to, James, when I say, if I can show you how to make a certain amount, how much money would I need to show you how to make your life work, make a difference in your life? What would you think the average person says?
Probably 500 to 1,000 bucks.
That's exactly what they say. If you could show me how to make an extra $500 to $1,000 on my part-time, man, my life would change dramatically because that extra $500 to $1,000 helps them to save more money, pay off their debt, put their kids back in private schools or get that extracurricular activity, buy organic food instead of the canned meat. That's just a reality. 12 people on your team, $600. 36 people on your team, $1,500. And it goes all the way up to $15,000 a day, $450,000 a month, $5.4 million a year. And guys, it works in a process. Then we also get $30 to $150 as we expand our empire out, helping other people help other people. $300 a week for all the growth as we're bringing on new partners, every 6 partners who join your business from Monday to Sunday midnight, as you're bringing on your team, you're going to get 300 dropped into your bank account. The company, you look at it, oh, you brought on 6 partners, not just you, but you and your team. If they're not under a 2-star level, which is 12 people, you're going to get $300 for every 6 individuals who come on board. And of course, in the beginning, where you go out and you get a $1,500 momentum bonus. So the first thing we will help people do is get to $20 because that extra $600 is significant. Then we want to help replace your part-time income. We want to fire your part-time boss so you can come home and be with your family. You can do those things, have that breathing room. That's only a team of 90 people, and you're making $100 a day, $3,000 a month. You just bought on 3. Understand this. And then, of course, 6 figures. You guys, I mean, Connecticut, 6 figures is that comfortable level. Truly, $250,000 is the real money. But let's say $100,000, that's 480 people. You bring on 3 to bring on 3 to bring on 3. This thing keeps multiplying. With this project, we have projects 6 figures in 6 months. 480 people, $300 a day, $9,000 a month. You're making 6 figures in your part-time business. That's just your base. Understand, that's not counting the $70 and the $60 and the $50 that's coming into your business as folks are joining. That's not counting the 300, the 300, the 300. That's huge. And then, hey, let's get to the 7 figures. Let's become the first generation millionaires. What does that consist of? Helping a lot of people get this money, and you'll eventually grow to 6 figure, 650 a day, 1,000 a day, $3,000 a day. I built a team of over 6,000 people. That was my biggest organization, over 6,000 people, and we struggled to get 6 figures. We pushed hard every single month to pull that through. We're talking about 7 figures here. Guys, $90,000 a month. What will life be like? How many charities, how many churches, how many community funds? I mean, $90,000 a month. You just take your lifestyle to $20,000 a month. You still got $70,000 to do some amazing things. And knowing that 90,000 is coming again next month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and it just keeps growing. I mean, this thing is absolutely huge. And here's the cool part: you got people who does all the work, and all we do is simply go out there and share the plan. You're either a 1 or a 2, where folks say, hey, I just want to be a member. You have an option. You could be a member, 150, 149.97, or a person could become a business partner, an additional $100, and they can leverage this system. I just wanted to point this out because uh, as we talk about elevating our thought process, most people can't even put themselves in a position, James, to think bigger because they can't see how they can stretch their income. Because if you're plugged into a system that's going to pay you only $25 an hour and just pay you $60,000 a year, no matter how hard you work, then you can't participate in that grown folk stuff. But here, you can plug into a business, and as you grow in this business and commit to the process, you can elevate yourself to a solid 50,000, 6 figure, 7 figure income, and then be able to play in the money game for real, for real. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And it gets even deeper because once you start making 90 grand a month, we should be investing in our own charitable remainder trust, our own foundation, and be giving from our foundation or our nonprofit to another nonprofit. Not
Absolutely.
because you have limited amounts that
Resource.
you can give when you're giving from an individual, but when you use your entities, you can get in the money game for real and really help people. And by helping people, you're actually helping yourself.
Absolutely. And that's where your expertise is. That's why I'm so excited to know inside of our circle, within our team, we have folks who can, as we get your money up and elevate you to the levels, we know how to move that money. 'Cause I had a person say to me, man, I don't want to get on another tax bracket.
Heard that before.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to make a lot of money because that's going to put me on another tax bracket. That's a sad, broke mindset that we must destroy, because the reality is, I'd rather pay, I don't mind paying $1 million in taxes. That means I made multiple millions of dollars. Now, I
But
don't
the
want to pay that much, but you get my point.
but the truth is, the wealthy don't overpay.
No,
So what are we worrying about? If we're wealthy, if we're structured properly, we're not going to overpay. We're going to pay our fair
exactly.
share.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You're thinking on your thought process where you don't have people. So you think if I make $1 million, I'm going to pay that 30, 40, 50% on my taxes. Where wealthy people don't pay that level of taxes and they never will, no matter what they say in the White House.
Mhm.
They laugh at those cats. They be like, yeah, you're going to go after the wealthy, but guess what? The wealthy, as long as they have business and as long as they have people and they know the money game, they will figure out how to not pay a lot on taxes. Because you can't tax what's not in your pockets. Am I true? Am
Exactly.
I right about that?
You're absolutely right. You can't tax what you don't own. And
You
and
can't tax what you don't own.
and the sad thing, going back to your original statement, is that that poverty mindset, there's generational curses that are embedded in our system.
Right.
And so I feel even before you start really growing your business stuff, there's some things we need to learn about these curses because they're going to show up in your portfolio. They're going to show up in your performance. And so we really got to attack it because it's institutional.
Absolutely. And that's where this whole conversation comes in at. That's where we're having these talks. This is just real conversations, talking about real money, because we do have to break down the mental handicaps that's stopping people. Whereas all your life you were taught you're broke, you're gonna always be broke. Your daddy was broke. You come from the hood, you're always gonna be in the hood, or whatever it may be. So you can't see yourself elevating to the next level. This is where these platforms, and that's why I'm so excited, it will grow where we're breaking those curses and then giving, not just breaking the curses, where the mistake is a lot of people talk that game, but don't give the tools.
Exactly.
See, and go ahead and elaborate on that if you
Well, exactly. And some of the saddest things I hear, and I used to hear this stuff and believe this stuff when I was younger because I didn't know the truth or I didn't know the highest level of truth.
will. Right.
Someone in the family be like, you better hold on to that job. You better not complain. You better be thankful. I'm like, hold on, I'm the asset. I'm bringing my great time, energy, my intellectual property, my labor, everything to you guys. And I'm the one that should be happy. I'm the
Right.
one who should be holding on. No, they should be holding on to me. But
Exactly.
what that does is it creates a sort poor self-image.
Hmm.
And it makes us not really strive to know what our value is, what our true worth is. Just hold on, be thankful. Like
Right.
those are poisonous words.
Totally. And that makes you a slave.
Yeah, that's how slaves talk.
Yes.
You
It
better
makes you a
not.
slave.
You better not.
Master
So
taking good care of you.
you better not. And I don't want to live in
Don't
that
talk
world.
like that around me.
I don't want to live in that world. And the great thing is we
No,
don't have to live in that world.
we're going to break people through because when we have the knowledge, it's our obligation to share.
Yes.
And the reality is, those who want to receive it will.
Yes.
Harriet Tubman said, "I would have freed more slaves if they only knew they were slaves."
Exactly.
And
And
people, we have mental slavery right now that has shackles on our minds where we feel like we can't have. I mean, everything we read about. I mean, folks say I'm a Christian, or every religion talks about abundance, overflow, wealth.
yes.
Why aren't you wealthy?
Well, I'm
All
wealthy
right.
in the spirit. Um,
One day, one day I'm gonna be up there with the golden gates and the golden ground, whatever. Man, they
yeah,
got us good on that one.
but and you keep saying you're excited. I'm excited, man. This is such a huge and wonderful and awesome opportunity. Like the amount of help and aid, because we need it. We need an aid
Right,
package. All these banks and big companies, they don't need an aid package. We need it.
right.
It's our time. And so I'm really excited to be on this platform. I'm delighted to partner with you guys and just be here, on a weekly basis, just trying to do our fair share, our reasonable service, our part.
Oh, and the value you bring to the table is priceless, and it just elevates the whole game to know that we have access to such a subject matter expert, and it's just the beginning.
Thank you.
That's the thing that I'm so excited about, and I love to see you there, Rabbi. Good to see you, man. Give me some wisdom, man. I know you're filled with it. I would love to hear from you.
Hey guys, how you doing? You guys can hear me good?
Yes.
Very good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Happy to be here with you guys, absorbing all the knowledge, wisdom, and information. But like you guys were saying earlier, it's just sad that people just have the wrong mindset. And when they get across an opportunity like this, they can't see the value of what it's really worth. And they'll figure out 1,000 reasons why to say no, except for that
Right,
one reason to say yes. And once we're able to get through those, man, people will be able to see the difference in their own lives. You
right.
know, and you can't make a shot that you're not willing to take.
And that's exactly it.
And people will always want points on the board, but in order to get those points, you got to take a shot.
You got to take a shot. Well
You know,
said. I love that.
yeah, absolutely. So
Absolutely.
this is good stuff, and I just hope people can really look into it and see the value that is worth. Like you said, you
Oh,
got a
absolutely.
team of professionals. Let them do the work. You know,
It
when,
can't. It won't get any. I mean, imagine having a gym membership, and it's we hear this all the time, And I would love to go to a gym, or don't even have to go to the gym. Just buy the membership and get pecs
Mhm.
and abs and all that, and be like, yo, upload. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, well, when you find that out, let me know because
yeah,
I'm in the
exactly.
gym every morning.
It's not that easy.
It's
Well, if
not
But
that
you're
easy.
willing to
Yeah.
spend some money and go to the Dominican Republic or somewhere, they can
I get
add
a
some of that
BBL. What
stuff.
do you call it?
Yeah, you can
I
buy.
heard brothers is doing that now, man. They cutting up their abs. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But no, but using that scenario here, as you said, we have people where all you have to do is become a part of the membership and then allow experts to look at your situation and make it better. You just got to participate. And then you can accelerate it if you decide to join as a business partner, help us to spread the word. It multiplies and just continues to grow exponential. I mean, just astronomical is the word I guess I would use. But we're in such a great position. It's just a matter of us going out here and getting after it. Uh, I want you to wrap this thing up, if you will, unless you have more in that regards.
I just have one testimony I want to share, and this is one of those sad ones. Back in my corporate career, working with the private bank, I set up the appointment. Near dear friend of mine who was doing some really amazing things up in Massachusetts said, "You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to manage my account." It was about 6 million,
Mm-hmm.
and I was all excited. Got another account because in that business, it's all about production.
Absolutely.
So, I called the private bank, said, I'd like to book up the appointment so we can look. You got the business officer, the trust officer, the investment advisor. You got the team,
Yeah, the team is there.
the $6 million. I got a call, said, you know
Wasn't
what?
big enough.
We really need to be closer to 10 million.
Wow.
So if that's what I'm getting with a near and dear client, what are
Wow.
the people out there gonna do in terms of getting access to a team?
Exactly.
Because I believe most people think if they have $6 million, they think they're wealthy,
You think you're good.
but not in that world that I serve.
Wow.
And they took the appointment, but they took it on my strength. I had to basically
Push
beg
them
for them.
through.
Yeah,
Wow. And that's just, man, I'm glad you shared that because the reality is for the value we bring to the table, we give folks their office. We give folks the financial experts that's going to help them move and maneuver like the wealthy and
exactly.
put them in a position to become the wealthy. which is awesome.
Everything you need is in the room.
It's right here. It's right here. Good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
man, this is wrapping up episode 3. Man, we moving this thing. Wait till we get to 3,000.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's
I'm
coming.
excited. So, with that being said, man, I thank each and every one of you for listening in. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, and man, go back, like, subscribe, share this with individuals that you think will get value out of this conversation. And man, give us some comments. What type of topics you would like to talk about and discuss? We would love to bring that up on our next conversation next week at 7 p.m. You are the bag. With that being said, gentlemen, I say salute. You guys have a wonderful evening. And man, take care, everyone. God bless. Take charge.
God bless.